Hi everyone, this is Sarah, also known as the Bum-Fuzzled Badger. I wanted to give you just a short little tour of what I like to call my niece's Splendiferous Harry Potter Christmas gift for this year. I absolutely love Harry Potter, and I have ever since I started reading the books in college, and I really wanted to be in charge of my niece's Harry Potter education. She's a little bit on the young side, but I've talked to my sister and have gotten permission to start to introduce her to this magical world. So I kind of cast my mind around a little bit and thought, okay, when I was her age, what would have grabbed my attention? What would have really just made me absolutely fall in love with the story? And what I decided on was to let her experience it in a little bit of an enhanced way. So what's going to happen is on Christmas, she's going to get her Harry Potter trunk, complete with her initials on the lid, and inside everything is going to be individually wrapped in brown paper and twine. There'll be one big present on the top, which she'll open, and it will be the illustrated version of the first book, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Now, it's a little bit cruel because that's actually all she's going to get to open on that day. But what's going to happen is as she's reading through this book with her parents and grandparents and hopefully me while I'm home for the holidays, she's going to come to different parts of the story that have small post-it notes like this one with a number on it. So once they get to that point in the story, they can put the book down, find the corresponding package with that number on it, and open it up to find a little present of some sort that has something to do with the story. So I figured that would help keep her attention all the way through and would just be something that was a little bit more fun and keep her interested. And hopefully one day she will love Harry Potter as much as I do. So without further ado, I just kind of wanted to walk you through what I had gotten for her. So the very first thing, I had to find something, even if it was really small, to kind of correspond with something very early on in the book. Most of the bigger things happen later, and I didn't want her to have to sit for chapter after chapter with a whole box full of presents before she could open something. So even though it's small, in chapter 2, when Harry vanishes the glass at the zoo and sets the snake on Dudley, she's going to get her own padded snake slap bracelet. So just a little something, but something to just kind of start us off on the right foot. Now next, when Hagrid finally tracks Harry down and gives him his letter and his platform 9 3/4 ticket, she's going to get her own letter, like this, addressed to Harry, complete with a wax seal on the back that she can crack open, and inside will be a printed letter and supplies list, just like Hagrid gave him. She's also going to get a platform 9 3/4 ticket, which I use a little bit of gold embossing powder on to give it a little bit of shine. So next, when Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley to pick up school supplies, we all know that he buys him the most amazing birthday present as the Snowy Owl Hedwig. So at that point, she can open up her own Snowy Owl hat. And all the patterns and links to tutorials or patterns or sites that I got any of these ideas from will be on my blog as well. This is an amazing pattern by Scarlet Royal, and I do a lot of knitting, but I had actually never loom knit before, so I learned that specifically to be able to make this hat, which I absolutely love. Just a couple of pages later, Harry goes to get his wand at Ollivander's, so at that point she'll get a little Harry Potter spell book, which is just a printable from online. The link will be on my blog. And then, of course, you have to have a wand. So I really love the tutorial for this wand. It's from a site called Dad Can Do, and it's made out of paper and hot glue and paint, basically. I added a marble to the end to give it a little bit of extra shine, but that's basically going to be what she gets at Ollivander's. So the next thing is when she gets on the train to travel to Hogwarts and the trolley comes around and everybody's buying up sweets, she's going to get her own fun sweets, including a chocolate frog, and it's an actual chocolate frog that I melted the chocolate in a mold and made them for her, and she'll get a couple extra ones in that package as well. She's also going to get some wizarding cards that I got from some chocolate frogs of my own, as well as her own container of Bertie Bott's Every Flavor beans. Now these are just Jelly Bellies. I'm not really to the point of giving her vomit flavored jelly beans yet, so I figured I would just give her the ones that taste good. Then once she arrives at Hogwarts and she gets sorted into her house, she's going to get her own little Gryffindor badge, which just has a little pin on the back. She's also going to get a wizard cap with the little Hogwarts crest on it so that she can wear that. And to finish decking her out in her Gryffindor attire, she's going to get this hand-knitted Gryffindor scarf, which I made for her. Now, of course, as she gets older, if she takes a sorting hat quiz and finds out that she's in another house, I will be more than happy to knit her a scarf in those house colors. Although I have a sneaky suspicion she is a Gryffindor. So next, at the end of the Quidditch game where Harry catches the snitch in his mouth, she will actually get to catch some snitches in her mouth in the form of these delicious caramel chocolate truffles with some wings on them. So she'll get a couple of those in her package. Then next, one of the most distinctive things about the book is the Mirror of Erised. It holds so many different meanings for Harry. It becomes really important at the end of the book. And so I made her her own Mirror of Erised. And I have to admit, this is one of my favorite tutorials that I tried. The link will be on my blog. It was just a YouTube tutorial. I didn't find anything written out, and it was actually in Spanish, but I didn't even need to translate it. I just watched, and it was very, very clear, and I just followed it all the way through. So it's basically just a thrift store frame. I bought some reflective adhesive sheets because I couldn't find the right kind of mirror for it. And then just cut out some heavy-duty foam to give it its shape and pasted it on, and then used air dry clay and lots of paint in order to outfit it completely. So after that, we know, of course, that Hagrid has his dragon egg, which is contraband, and he should not be having it. Well, she'll get her own papier-mâché dragon egg. That was actually something that I had as a prop for a Harry Potter party that I threw for my friends several years ago, but I added some extra dragon scales on the outside and some extra gold paint just to make it a little bit more special. Next, when we find out that Voldemort has killed a unicorn and is using the blood to keep himself alive, that of course is a very sad thing. So I figured to try to make it a little bit more cheerful, my niece would get her own, quote, unicorn blood in the form of unicorn slime. So this is a really fun tutorial that I found. I used neon gel food coloring in mine, and just, I think it's super fun. She can pull it out and play with it with her and her friends. I think that'll be really fun. The next to last thing is when they finally are pursuing who they think is Snape, going down the trap door, getting past Fluffy in order to try to find the stone. I figured that she needed her own three-headed dog to help guard all of her treasures. So again, this pattern link will be on my blog, but this was a really fantastic three-headed dog crochet tutorial and pattern that I followed, and I just think it's super cute. And the very last thing, which I think is kind of the most awesome one of all, is at the very end when Harry realizes that the stone has found its way somehow into his pocket. She is going to be able to open this absolutely amazing Sorcerer's Stone replica. This is something that I found from a seller on Etsy. That link will be on my blog as well. And I know as a kid I would have just absolutely died to have something like this, so it's pretty exciting. And just as a little bonus, it came with a little replica of the letter that Hagrid brings to the Gringotts goblins at the very beginning of the book when he's with Harry at Diagon Alley. So that's a really fun ending to it and something fun that she can play with. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully I have stacked that deck as well as I possibly can so that my niece will love Harry Potter one day. And if nothing else, she knows that I love her very much.